So what happens at end of test?
First of all, we will continue with the regular scavenger port inspection reports being shared with us and the continual sampling and analysis of the lubricant all the way through to that end of test period. As we get close to that end of test, we'll be coordinating again. There's a lot of effort that takes place with the ship owner, the ship's crew, the Lubrizol engineers, the OEM engineers to make sure we can coordinate location and times to where we're going to meet the ship. At that point, we chose the ports, we get the engineers on board, and in some respects, it's a repeat of the starter test. We want to really focus in on the chosen cylinders that we run in the candidate lubricant through. Depending on the test type, we may well lift 1 or 2 cylinders to really assess the condition of the cylinders and the rings and the liners, but also carry out a full scavenger port inspection on the rest of the engine. So again, we can assess how the rest of the engine's performed overall, compare the incumbent oil with the candidate oil that was being run through those chosen cylinders. The data, the photographs, the operational engine data is all collected, and we take that information and then we produce a technical report, which will then be shared with the OEM and the ship operator, ship owner, so we can jointly see and assess how that lubricant has performed throughout the trial.
How important are images to these trials?
They're really important because they are that one historical record of how that component or how that area of the engine has performed. When you take the photographs along with the measurement data and the analytical data that we've obtained from the laboratory on the oil itself, we are then able to build up a set of staged information points that allow us to assess very deeply how the oil, how the engine has performed throughout the whole trial period.
That reporting part complements the report that's generated by the OEM engineer.
Absolutely. The key piece from that point on is whether the OEM considers the performance of that lubricant to meet their requirements for an approval. Once that approval has been granted, the technical report that we produce can then be used as a technical historical reference for ourselves as we look to develop new formulations in the future, but can also be then used with the oil companies that we're working with. The information can also be shared with their customers going forward to really provide confidence and validation that the approval trial and the approval granted by the OEM meets the needs of the OEM at that point in time.
There's certainly a lot of activities to coordinate between different groups of people through this process that we've just gone through.
This is why we take a lot of time to coordinate with the ship owner, ship operator, the OEM, to make sure we can conduct those activities in a way that doesn't interfere with the sailing schedule of the ship at all.